Welcome everyone to the second season of the Possibility Coaching Training. And I'm so glad that this new spaceship is starting to take off, and that you are the participants, and that you are, or like the, not the participants of the ship, like how do you say it, with the, in the ship there are the stewards. You're the stewards of the ship, and we are starting to flow into the universe of the possibility coaching. And I feel also sad that Katrin is not in this space. And Venera, I have a question. How will we do that? Like, how do you do that? Will you stand behind your husband's back for 2.5 hours? I would not think that this will happen.
It's just not ready now.
Okay, but okay, so you have set up your space, and in some minutes you will go back there. Okay, great. Just to have a bit of an understanding. Okay.
Why don't you check if it's okay?
Yeah. As
it was just very slow for some reason.
Great. As it is the first session, Katrin, we let you in.
Thank you.
Okay. Because this is one of the first spaceholder kind of, it's almost a rule. I think there are not so many rules, but I think this is really a commitment to be on time as a spaceholder, even earlier than we are starting. So at least 5 minutes before the space takes off, I ask you into the space, so that we are able to take off punctually. Great, welcome. Yeah, first of all, I want to make a short introduction where we are, like that we get a picture of the map where we are located as possibilitators all over the globe, because we are quite spread over the earth. And to make a short name round, and yeah, where you are located, and what is your for what are you holding space for? This is the question, and really keep it short and juicy. And I want to ping the first ping to Nicole, because she's my co-space holder, and we are guiding the ship together. And I'm super glad to be with her on this journey. This time, not alone, but with someone on my side. Even you're next to me at the moment, in my screen at least. I don't know how it is in your screen, but on my screen, you're next to me. And I pass you the stick.
Thank you. I am Nicole Hartley Bradford. I'm holding space for this possibility coaching training and for Money Club, which I originated, and it's in its second year. I also have made a commitment to having more 333 spaces exist. So these are two of my main online offerings, as well as an EHP dojo. And I'm holding space here at the Possibility Coaching Bridge House in Czechia, also with Christina and with Gabriella and with Martin. And yeah, that's it for me for now.
Cool. And you pass it on. You pass the ball on. Let it roll.
Yeah, I'll pass it to Leslie.
Hi, I'm Leslie Greenwood, and I live in Staten Island, New York. I am holding space for being active in my community in what we call planning, which is a 5-day-a-week meeting, and to deal with any issues that need to be dealt with, from business to work to personal. And I hold space for that. And I do also some mediation work also within the community. I pass it to Catherine.
My name is Catherine Jele. I'm living in Switzerland. I'm holding space for a circle of volunteers. I'm holding also space for EHPs, and because I'm lecturer at the School for Applied Science, I'm also in the field of mediation, conflict management, and mindfulness, and I would like to start more holding space than teaching. I pass it to Marina.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Marina Melo. I am Brazilian. Now I'm in Chile, but I live in Italy. And I hold space now I'm studying actually, in this moment, I'm studying biodanza, which is kind of group therapy. And my goal now is to go to Italy and start to create more circles. And I feel joy now to have this team here, so I can share the experience that I am taking in Italy, and also to hold space for emotions and expressions with the whole body. The possibility of people really going to the expression of the whole body and the 5 bodies, and really going deep to the emotions and having some information from that. So yes, thank you. And I'll pass to Gabriela.
Take the ball. Okay, hello, I'm Gabriela. I'm speaking now from Czech Republic. I come from Brazil. And I'm holding space right now for introduction feelings works that I call by Em Alto Mar. And it's for people outside of possibility management context mainly. So this bridge to start to enter in the contact with the feelings and upgrade the map of the feelings. And right now I'm starting to enter and holding space in spaces about education. So I will start tomorrow, hold space that I call unfolding in school. It's like getting out of the school. And I'm really taking a stand right now for start to work with teenagers and teachers, like to make the shift of what is the education in X culture, and what is this construct that is so inside. So I'm holding space for that. And I would love to connect with you, Catherine, about it. I'm feel glad that you come to here. So, and yeah, I'm holding space here in the Bridge House, Possibility Coaching Bridge House too, with Christine, Nicole, and Martin. And yeah, and I'm learning how to hold space for me, for myself, how to hold my space while I'm doing this traveling, adventuring, how hold space for my bodies and my body's needs. It's where I am now. And I pass the ball to Isabel.
Thank you. My name is Isabel Estel. I'm in Spain right now, and on Sunday I will be 2 weeks in Germany, and then I will go to Brazil for a lot of time. And I'm holding space for women's circles, for creation from the unknown, like in different kind of experiments. And I'm holding space for EHPs and rage clubs. One rage club, yes. Yeah, thank you. And the next one is Jennifer.
Thank you. Hi, my name is Jennifer van Damme, you say in the Netherlands, that's where I am. And I'm holding space for women's circles in The Hague, where I'm located. And I like to combine like women's circles and let it flow to what's needed together with possibility management tools. So I also do a lot of rage work with the women. I also started one-on-one sessions in the basement with my boxing ball, which was really great. So yeah, and now I feel the next step is for me to hold spaces also one-on-one with the women I work with. That's why I choose to do this training now. And I hold space actually for my new home and my new partner and myself and us within this house in this new situation. And also to stay centered with all these new things and to take care of my bodies. And yeah.
Thank you.
That's me at the moment. Thank you. I pass the ball to Aung.
Oops, just need to unmute myself here. Yes, right now I'm holding space for ESP, so just begun to do that, and I'm participating in Rage and Fear Club. Venera and I, we did our first ETB and lab this summer, and we are creating a community, so we're also holding space for a larger process, and getting these skills is part of, because we want to bring the sort of the eco-village thinking and the possibilities thinking together with our own, which has to do with something called the Ovarian, which is a sort of a esoteric cosmic thing of love, power, and wisdom, bring it together. So so we are holding space for creating a community here where these things are to be integrated. So this is sort of a big thing for how to do that in practice. Yes, I have a background in theosophy, and we have for many years been holding space for making light services, which is a more meditative sort of collaboration between the worlds of light and healing into the earth. And so this is also an element that we bring into this, but right now we are trying to learn the skills of this particular tradition, possibilities management. And I pass the torch to Venera.
Venera, now you muted yourself. You were first on, yeah.
So you could hear me before. Yeah, my name is Venera Gottville, and yeah, I am about to holding space for the upcoming Eco Village, which I would like also to be a very creative village and very beautiful, creating very beautiful houses and gardens in a very feminine and harmonious way. And I am interested in bringing in some feng shui, or called feng shui, and I would like to have groups of dancing and painting and all kind of creative people here coming here. But I just moved here to Fynen with Aaron in April, so everything is going very fast for me. We're at the Gin Eco Village in, I think it was August, and right after we went to Poland for the ETP with Clinton and Chloe, and then afterwards in Germany for a lab there. And last minute I I went on this, and I'm very happy and lucky to be among you very strong people, strong in this field of holding spaces. So I'm quite new in this, but I feel the urge to be in this group because we are creating this community together, and we would like to have some people from the possibility teams to come and visit us here and maybe make some courses here with us. Yes, thank you. And I don't know if we heard Jesse.
Jesse.
Yes, Jesse.
I'm Jesse, and I'm in Brazil. I'm speaking to you from Florianopolis, Brazil. And right now, the main thing I'm holding space for is a initiatory training for practitioners of a work called Amane, which is, I would say, possibility management adjacent. It's a emotional healing and transformational bodywork technique. And that's about a little over a year long in many modules. And right now we're entering into the second cycle, which is actually an online cycle of eight meetings online that are going to be focused similarly as this space is, in how to hold space for somebody in the context of an online, or without, in other words, without touching the body. And that's, and all the different possibilities that arise in that context. And so we'll be going into that on the same day, 2 hours after this ends, starting in a couple weeks. So it'll be an awesome Wednesday for me. I also hold space for Rage Club and Fear Club and EHPs, and I am also on the trainer path to being an Expand the Box trainer, and a men's circle, and some other spaces like intensive emotional healing, like 5-day emotional healing courses that I give pretty regularly. So that's it. And I think Christine is the last, right?
Yes.
So I hand it back to you.
Thank you for handing it back to me. Yeah, for like I had with all of you, I had a call. Nevertheless, like I also want to answer this question. I'm holding at the moment like the holding space for the Possibility Coaching Bridge House, which is here in Czech Republic, and I'm with Nicole, Gabriella, and Martin, and other possibilitators will join the ride and co-creating the space until the 19th of December. We will be here, and I'm holding space for work talks, rage clubs, and emotional healing processes, possibility coaching, of course, and also like the global, like I take a stand for the global, how do you say, realm of possibility coaching, that this is really moving forward within the context of possibility management. And the moment, and of course, like I'm living usually in the same community than Katrin, and I'm holding space also there for a community, and I'm co-creating there. And something else at the moment, I think for myself, it never goes away. I'm holding space for myself. That's the first position. Yeah, thank you. And I want to open the space and talk a bit about possibility management and possibility coaching in possibility management. And Nicole and me, we were thinking of like how do we start this space? Like how do we kickstart that space? And we came up with a kind of a map in which the different kind of territories of possibility coaching are gathered together, and we see it as a kind of a container in which different kind of territories are coming together, kind of a bowl, and there are different spaces within this container of possibility coaching, and that there are different as we have also our different bodies, we have definitely also different territories within possibility coaching. And one is a major thing is this the mental space, where the thought maps and the distinctions and the understanding of and shifting the language of your old language into the new language are into the language of possibility management are taking place. And another territory in the mental field is also our mimetic constructs. Like, how do we think about all that we've learned, and how did we did you as a person were kind of grown into a society in which there were boxes. Your box was shaped within different kind of boxes of family box, cultural box, then the school box, the society box, even, and then the global box. And to see how your inner construct is related into these spaces. This is the kind of the mental realm. And we have kind of the physical domain, where we are researching about our body sensations, about the postures and mimics and gestures, and how we are physically in the space, and how do we relate with each other, yeah, and with the world, and how the expressions of our body is relating, like how we are relating with the physical body. And then there's the energetics, and the energetics are diving a lot into the domain of scanning and attention, and what is commitment, and where we are minimizing our now, and how do we do that. And this is it all takes place in the energetics, and kind of in this time-space reality, which is somehow not tangible, but it's an imprint in the energetics. Or how do we use our sword? How do we use is-glue? And how do we use is-glue dissolver? And where is our feelings detector? And all these different kind of tools, what we have are on an energetic level. And this is also what we are learning and deepening. Even we possibly know a lot from the Expand the Box, but like how to use this and pass it on to the clients. And of course, a big chunk is feeling, the emotional body, how we are feeling, how you are feeling, and how you can transfer it to your client, how you can bridge a client who has no idea and was never in touch with its emotional body, how to bridge this person into this territory so that they can start to feel. So these are kind of this wide, like the territories of mental, emotional, physical, and energetics. And there are subdomains in these different kind of bodies within the possibility coaching body. Nicole, do you have something to add from there? Before
something that comes to me about it is that, you know, each one of you, each one of us will have a kind of way that this territory is all mapped together, and yeah, I highly recommend that you map it out on some paper once, and maybe again at the end of the 10 weeks. And because some of the value that I found in it is that it gives me possibilities about where I can go when I'm with a client, and there's kind of a gap, and maybe then I'll get a sense of what's on the territory. What are the possibilities about how to go into something that will be serving their expansion. So some of it is, yeah, where do the tools fit in? Where do things like, where's my list of dangerous questions? How are some ways to use my sword that what are new ways to use my sword that you'll be, getting hints and tips from each other here?
Yeah, exactly. And how these different kind of territories needs different kind of practices. For example, the energetics has a lot to do with awareness practice, and the feelings, like the emotional body, has a lot to do with feeling and really like feel, and what does it mean, and how to create these different kind of little chunks for your clients, like using these, like creating experiments out of nothing, because you see the necessity in the person where he or she is, and then you're scanning, like, okay, they need something for the physical body, but always kind of in the frame of possibility coaching, which means radical responsibility, because it's based in radical responsibility. That means it's not rescuing. We are never rescuing anyone in this work. It's about holding space and creating the next door so that the person can move through this door. And it's not about healing someone in the sense of, come to me, I give you a pill, even it's a process, and then you are fixed, and then you can go back to normal. It's this, it's the distinction. What I want to bring is modern society is focused a lot on two-phase healing. I had earlier a talk already with Venera, and I also mentioned it there, because it's so important to shift from the old map of healing and how we are approaching also coaching. Is possibility coaching goes into 3 phases of healing. Means that the 2 phases of healing in modern society functions like this. You have a state, and then something happens, and there you were, and here you are, and the approach is to fix yourself and go back to normal. You go back to where you are. This is the modern society approach. In possibility coaching, we are opening the door to a 3-phase healing. Means that this is where we are, and then something is happening, like an emotion, a reactivity. Even it can also be an ailment, which can be the driver source of the possibility coaching. It does not always needs to be a trigger why people are coming to you, right? They come to you maybe because they have headache all the time, and then, okay, what to do with that? And of course, it probably has something to do with their emotional body too, and their mental body, and their energetics. But this is, they can come with whatever resource they provide for you. And this is a liquid state. And this liquid state is necessary to use for transformation. This is the, like, where you were and then where they are. This is the catalyzer. They are coming with the possibility. They're already arriving with a possibility, but they don't know that. They're coming and they treat it like, please fix me, or help, I have no idea what to do. And of course you would be kind of an authority in their eyes, because you are the space holder. Probably you have a door for them. But nevertheless, it's like, don't get hooked into this, I'm gonna fix you. Because then you would opt into the old paradigm of, okay, I'm fixing you, and then you go back to normal. But to use this as a resource and say, okay, it's not about fixing you, it's about checking what is the resource, what is the source, why you are actually here. And then doing different kind of processes, what we're gonna train, and then move on to the next state, which is a transformative state. The person will never be the same after this process, because they don't going back. And you are also not opening the door again to say, oh, go back. Your job is to opening the door in the other direction and say, here we go. This is future. This is possibility. This is transformation. And if they would go back, you can say, okay, this is your choice. You can go back, but nevertheless, I'm here to open the space in the other direction. So it's a lot about guiding people in the sense of directing, but not telling them how it goes. But you as a coach, you hold the potential inside of you. You are you have energetically, you're over there. You're already there and opening the door and say, this is where you can go. And if the person does not go back, you just pull your foot back and say, okay, it was a choice. Or you make the next door and say, here, there you can go. And that makes such a difference when you're not focusing on fixing them anymore. It really shifts the attention. It's like you will realize when you hold space in the future for EHPs and for possibility coaching, that there's a tendency, and we have this, oh, I see something, I already see the potential, I have the urge, I want to drag them over there, but that would kill their own transformation. So it's also this, and if you want that, that's the next EHP for yourself to ask, right? Like, why do I want to drag the person from A to B? And it's like, okay, this is not how it works, because then you would manipulate them into a different direction. So it's also be able to hold the tension between all your inner parts. This is mainly the training also for this 10 weeks, and of course it's a lifelong practice. But this is really the focus, that you learn your own inner barriers. When do I want to rescue? When do I lean back and think they will figure it out on their own? Like, where is this middle line where I'm present, where I'm really with the person, and actually like don't force something, but I'm holding space for them. And then the space creates what is possible, and it emerges out of this presence with the person. And mainly it's for me the practice to learn where you have the blocks and the resistances, and so that you can go yourself out of the way, that something else is moving through you, that your bright principles are doing the work. And this is the skill, the workout we are doing together in a team to give feedback and coaching and say, okay, there, your mind is speaking. Oh, I think your box is reacting at the moment. I think you are not with a person. Do you see this? You're just in your flow, but the person is not listening to you. Like, you are not with the person. All these different kind of feedbacks are super helpful. So it's a dangerous space within here, or let me say it like this. You make the space dangerous. So if you want that someone is dangerous for you because you want to evolve, be dangerous yourself. I really want to invite this commitment into the space, that you are, not we are, you are dangerous. That you allow yourself to be dangerous and give dangerous feedback for this journey, and because then you get the most out of this fun game what we are doing, and
this is the perfect place to cross the line about being dangerous, so that you find the line. This is these people, you can look at each face on the screen. This is your team, and we're in this together. We're going to be holding space for each other to learn how to hold space with more possibility, more clarity, more love happening so that there can be healing and transformation. And we're learning it, by trying something new and finding out, did that work? What else is possible? Giving each other feedback and coaching, and really going to the edge of like, I don't know how to do this. And I'm committed. I'm committed to creating possibilities for this person in front of me, with them, as a resource, because how the space is held determines what's possible in the space. And how it's held is how I'm holding it and how they're holding it, how you're holding it, even right now as we're here together. How you are holding part of this space is creating what's possible in the space. And this is even training.
Yes, and in this group we have a variety of experience level, and that does not mean someone is is more advanced or better, or so it's about learning to be in the team. Even you are super experienced, like how, especially then, how can you be a part of this team? Because so often as coaches, as trainers, we are at the edge and we are kind of alone, pushing ourselves at the edge. And then we are in a group of people where is diversity. And then, okay, there's a space holder, there are two space holders. So how can you not fall asleep and take everything out of it? It's like really from kind of low level metrics, and there's no rank in this, or it's no judgment in that. But it's like, it's just where we start. This is where you are, this is where you start. And even you think you have not enough matrix to tell this person, like, how dare I to give feedback and coaching. Do it anyway. It's like, we can so learn from each other. And trust your gut feeling, trust your gremlin, and saying, wow, okay, there you need to say something. Then say something. And it's that you say it, and not let your gremlin spoil the space, but use the resource what you have, and then just let it flow. Take yourself serious and not serious at all. And sometimes we will struggle together, we will cry and fall apart. And I love this the sentence, or like the distinction of, or the expression, better say, failing forward. Like, we are failing forward together. Like, how cool is this? We are all failing forward. and then we are standing up, putting down the dust, and then put the crown and move on. And this is what I want to invite as principles also into this space, like teamwork, clarity, transformation, healing, and empowerment. That this is our driver, especially teamwork. It's really the first thing here in this space. And call your bright principles into your working spaces, wherever you are and what you need. Like, never forget to call in the bright principles. Yeah. Who of you did already distill your bright principles? Who know it? Okay, not enough. That would be Clinton saying not enough. So I say it too, that's not enough. So I want to create kind of an extra session for doing the bright principle distilling process. It's a writing process, and I'm just writing this down because this is really necessary also for this journey, or like that, you know what you bring into the space. Okay.
Just want to let you know, Christina, that I'm organizing with, actually I asked Vera to hold space for a group to distill the bright principles. So there will be 2 meetings in October 20th and 25th. And I will ask her if it's possible to do in English, because she was intending to do in Portuguese, but now if I can also ask her about that.
Cool.
And if
Instant manifestation.
I can plug you into the possibility for translation if you want it to be multilingual or bilingual.
Okay,
that's
thank you,
not
Jessica.
hard.
Cool.
And I also would like to know, maybe this is a question for Vera, but to whom this is open to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But as you, Marina, I understood you are the host, like you are the space holder, and you invited Vera as a space holder for the process, right?
I had this need of distill my bright principles, so I asked her to hold space for it.
Super. Would you put it in our group as soon as it's clear, and then I really recommend do this, because then even the bright principles are already floating through your system and you're already delivering it. It makes such a difference if you realize what they really are, and then you can shape them. Like I started with not a completely different set, but it was definitely different than I have today. And it's a great starting point. And then to shape and polish the diamond, which is pouring through you on a daily basis. Cool. I love this. I feel glad that I asked that. Cool. Okay. I want to move on to the first practice, what we have. And Nicole, would you create the breakouts room? So is it okay? And I'm speaking about what we're going to do?
Yes, go.
Super. Okay. Where do I have this? There we go. So the first...
I have a question though.
Yes.
Or 2 questions actually. One is with the recordings, wasn't really addressed what is it going to be used for, and where is it going to be circulated? And the second question is that when people do not have a headset on, there tends to come this sort of edgy metallic sound that can be a little bit get a headache when you listen to it for a long time. And so I have like a prayer, if people would use a headset, I think it improves the sound and the communication a lot. So that was, it's just so much easier on the ear when people are using a headset.
Okay, so I hear you have a proposal that people here using headphones.
Yes.
Great. Any resistance to this from starting next time? Like now people might not have. Any resistance means like this. A lot of resistance means like that.
Maybe I have resistance, but it depends if we are going to make some emotional things where we are having anger and so on. Maybe it will be disturbing with the headset, but when we're just talking, it's okay for me to have a headset.
Okay, that's good additional. Great. So
if I could add something, I also have a set of speakers. Sometimes I take this off and I just listen. So obviously there's a possibility that you not use them all the time. But if we have conversations and stuff like that, it's just you might just put it on and particularly in the big group. In a small group, it's not so bad. But yeah.
Yeah. This is what she just said. Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay. So any resistance to the add-on, like of course in processes. Okay, Katrin, what is the resistance?
I can organize one. That's not the point. I just want to mention that your sound on, this is the most one. I don't hear that, and I don't yeah, part of your experience, and I have the experience that your sound is the most unangenehm,
Harsh.
uncomfortable.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, I don't want to open this like this. It's not the discussion I want to go in. It was a short question. Are there resistance? And I would say you heard the request and take your own decision about that, I think. And then like I think it's better for the recording and for the process, of course, like you can take it off and if there's not one available, it's also I think it will work. Jesse, you're muted.
Aeon, since the beginning, I've noticed that your mic volume is louder than everybody else's. So I've been adjusting my volume sometimes when you speak because it's a bit shocking when your voice comes in. So it's a request for you to maybe, if you can, turn down your mic volume just a touch.
Yes, it's actually a new headset that I have because I was giving my usual headset to Venera.
Okay.
So I just need to check
I want to
this.
stop the headset discussion just right away now and move on into the different space. So to start with, it's always good to get a great like your X on the map. And what we want to do for the next around about 40 minutes, we want to do body scans, like 5 body scans plus also gremlin, child ego state, parent ego state, like everything what you know, every distinction what you know in possibility management so far, you can use as a possibility to scan the other person. But to make it easy, we just call it 5 body scan. And you will go in groups of 2, and you have each 10 minutes. No, each 5 minutes. And then you shift to a new constellation. So we will come back, and then we spread you again. You come back and spread you again, and we will change 3 times. So you have 4 constellations. So, and
Christina, we had it as 10 minutes, 4 times.
Together. Yes, but when they are scanning in the group, they have 5 and 5.
Of course, thank you.
Of course, yeah. And it's good to have something to write, and that you note everything what the other person is scanning, and make short notes. Don't write everything, because stay present also, that the other person can really perceive you. Because what I noticed is writing down probably also shuts something down. So stay present while you're noting things. And I also thought about the possibility that you record, so that you don't need to write everything. So we would need to give you the recording rights, and then you can also record your little session, and then you have it on your computer. So could you do that, Nicole? Give everyone like a co-host, because a co-host can do that. Great.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I am doing the scanning, and I'm speaking out what I perceive.
Yes. Yeah. And even you don't know this person. It's like you scan and you talk, and it's like, okay, what I see, your energetic body, your emotional body, your gremlin, your probably child ego state, parent ego state, your physical body, whatever you want to start. And you don't need to go fully through, just start with what comes and trust
Christina?
your gut feeling. Yes.
I don't have the power to make anyone a co-host.
Okay, so I will do that. Thank you. No. Great. So any other questions?
The notes that I take are for me, are when people are reading my, scanning me.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
I have a question. It's the scanning is to scan the X on the map of the person of the another person in this all of these bodies. So is this question that is driver, like what is the X on the map about holding space? So that's it.
Yes, like you who get scanned, you get your X on the map, but at the same time you're practicing to scan. You're already scanning, like learn how to scan or practice to scan as a space holder, as a possibility coach. But you as a person, on the other side, you get your X on the map. And of course, you also, with the scanning, you get your X on the map. Yeah.
So what do you exactly mean by the X on the map?
Like, where are you? Like, where are you? What can, where you are? Like, you will see it. Like, you will be the first in your group to be scanned, I think. And would be good. With whom is Venera? Nicole, do you see that?
She'll be with me.
Okay, great. So you have an experienced possibilitator, and then you will get it. Does everyone got the invitation, like, to co-host? No?
No.
Oh. No?
I don't know where to see that.
I didn't get one either.
Okay, Jessie
Got it.
Ah, okay,
Yes.
I got it. Okay, I need to wait. I learn now. I'm sorry. Like, I learn now that I need to wait. Oh no. I need to wait that you say yes.
Yes, for me works now.
Yeah, sorry for that.
I didn't get an invitation, but I
Yeah,
got
you
a record
yeah,
button.
you did not yet. You will get. You will get. Isabel.
Yes.
Great. Jennifer. Katrin gets soon. Wow. Takes a while. I'm sorry for that. Marina. Who has not yet? Co-host, 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 co-host.
I cannot see. Is it at the bottom line?
You're all co-hosts now.
Mm-hmm.
So great. So you can fly into your breakouts, and now you have the ability, like the possibility to record, and it's only then recorded on your computer. So if you don't want to write, you can just record. Great. Any questions for the next?
Yeah, I'm very, very bad at the technique, so I don't see any invitation from you.
Just look under participants. Just co-host by everybody's name.
And Nicole, she can record it, or the other person can record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Venera, you are the co-host.
Okay.
Yeah.
I also didn't get the invitation, but I can record now. So
Perfect.
maybe you can
Super.
try to record, and then you know that you can.
Super. Nicole?
Yeah.
Then
Right.
Start. We see
And
us
Christina,
in 10 minutes.
and what about timing? We each time in our own space. Is that?
We call you back in 10 minutes, and then we're gonna throw you back again.
Okay.
Cool.
The gremlin contamination in this way of, as I mentioned to you, I scanned your gremlin in the front, sometimes taking over. So yeah, about the contamination, I scanned this amount 50%. And
okay, so wrap it up and shift the roles.
Okay, thank you, Aya.
Okay. Thank you for that. And
Say something before you know it. Yeah. Like, start with your energetic body, or it's not about saying it right.
it's like I'm just hitting an inner block here. I sometimes have a difficulty with these scanning exercises.
Great. Where's your grounding cord? Like, what color has your grounding cord?
It is blue.
Okay, great.
It's funny, I just run into a sense of fear and maybe fear of not doing this right.
Yeah, and this could be also a great doorway for an EHP. Like, write it down. This is exactly how it goes. And I will move to the next space.
And from that, there's a way in which that the vital energy of well, that could maybe even is locked in.
You're in the map, you are in this situation that you're using your energy with clarity and really taking stand up for your things. I see the gremlin, also very smart, very fast in seeing possibilities and seeing things for the group, new things, and also really open to create this clarity.
welcome back. Great. Yeah, drink a bit of water. It's always welcome after such an exercise or such a scanning. Actually, it was work and receiving at the same time. Or work, like hobby, the possibility management or possibility coaching and possibility management in general is hobby, I would say. It's not really work. It's our hobby. So some voices about that. What worked, what did not work, especially from the scanning perspective? Or did you caught yourself and say, yeah, this is the next EHP, who is holding space for me? So this is the space now for asking for your next steps, what you learned from holding, for holding space for the other person while you were scanning.
I actually realized that I am afraid because I did not get a feedback from anyone, and I'm afraid that I do things wrong until people give me the feedback that I did things right and that it was correct. So I will need an emotional healing process for it.
So do you want to ask now?
Yes, is anyone willing to hold an emotional healing process for me about this subject? Thank you, Gabriela.
Cool. Great.
Thank you, Nicole. I will contact you, Gabriela.
Super. That also can happen during the EHP dojos. If you make an agreement, it's like, hey, I'm also there. It can also happen there. Cool. Thank you, Jennifer. And Katrin, you were...
For me, it's exactly the same topic. And I'm struggling a little bit. I got now 4 scannings. And after the first one, I felt like I need to cry. Yes, that's exactly how it is. And this huge weight of having everything under control. And I'm struggling with every scanning was different. The 3 other ones were more like, this is positive, or I don't know. I perhaps I need to rehear the recordings. I don't see a pattern.
That could be also a nice research for you. Why do you need to find a pattern? Because at the moment it's like you received a map, an inner map, and every being is scanning differently. Like when they look at you, they look from a different angle, and so it's not that it needs to be the same thing. So that, like, it looks to me that you would have a construct. If 2 or 3 people would say the same thing, then they are right about me. Mm-hmm. So this could be a great research, and ask for, you will see how, the EHP definitely, and probably you want to ask now. Do you want to ask now for this EHP?
Yes.
Great.
Who would like to hold space for me to discover why I'm looking for patterns?
Cool.
Thank you,
Great
Jessie.
team. Yay.
Thank you, Leslie.
Super. And you can decide like how it works also for the more newer ones. It's like you open a Telegram group and you say, and you invite these people who said yes. And then it might be that there shows what, like you agree that one of these persons holds space, or they're holding together space, or one is the main space holder and one is the kind of a co-space holder, kind of a witness in the space. to the purpose of learning and co-holding the space. So there are different ways. It does not mean that everyone needs to be there. It can evolve differently. So, but at the moment on your team is Leslie and Jessie. Great, thank you for this EHP. Cool. Anything else before we move on?
Yes.
Cool.
Every person that scanned me said that I have like an unconscious sadness, and now I'm driving, or I'm feeling this liquid state in me right now, and I'm asking for an emotional healing process to see what is there. Who wants to hold space for me for this unconscious sadness? Katrin and Marina.
Cool, great team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to share something like was really interesting in the 4 times that I in the beginning I felt fear to say something that wasn't accurate. Like this, I noticed this fear of scanning and my scanning not be accurate, and like desiring another person like do some gesture that it's working, that I'm right, like what I'm scanning is right. So I write this EHP about the fear that what I'm talking about the another person is not okay, and so then the another person will destroy me. Like if I say something that's wrong about the another person, I will be destroyed. The person will judge me in some way. So this fear, this unconscious fear, because what I noticed too is the fear is the drive to the scan. But so was working this conscious fear while I was scanning, and this unconscious fear of, and if I be wrong, scanning this person. And I will not ask the HP right now here. It's here in my list to do.
Right. Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
And you really brought something super important onto the surface that, like, would you say more about fear and scanning? Like how you use that?
Yeah, it's like it's something that that Ayo mentioned today in the Fear Club, about expanding your energetic body to make contact with the bodies of the another person. So making this practice today, I sense this like expansion my energetic body to make contact with the another person, and the attention and the presence in the details, like in really the details of the presence and the posture and the voice and the like the hair, the all of the like the details and the presence. Yeah, it was how I perceive it, the fear, using the conscious fear.
Cool. So what I hear you saying that it's to scanning and to be able to scan, you need to have access to your conscious fear, so that you can use it to tap into a field where you can scan the other person. It's like connecting into the field between you and the person's field, and that you use this energy for kind of a carrier of information. Do I get that right? It's like
Yes.
that you use it like this? Cool.
Yes, it's like a plug-in.
Yeah, you plug into this field, and I think this is exactly what fear is for, our inner resource, but especially for us as coaches, we're using the fear to tap into this territory of like the morphogenetic field, you can also say it, but then in a smaller rank of, okay, every person has its own space, and you tap into the energetics of this person, and you scan the person while you're expanding your fear. And do you know how much percentage you would use, or like did you use, so that?
I don't know, but there's some person that I felt more fear,
So,
but was like 12 to 15%.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Does anyone else understand from what we are talking, and also the range, or are there any questions about that? Because exactly this is the research, like how we are using our tools as possibility coaches to first of all get in touch with the person, to scan them, to notice them, to get a picture. And then of course there's communication, but there's so much communication even happening before we even open our mouth and speak to them and say the first hello. There's so much scanning already happening before, when they enter into the door, or how they actually send their request. There's so much more information happening already before the person even walks through the door and say, hello, I'm XYZ. So anyone else? Yeah, just you want to say something about
a little bit on that. It's like,
cool.
I experienced scanning as stepping onto a platform, like stepping onto the scanning platform. And it was almost like entering into a whole new space. And when I was done scanning, I stepped out of the space. And I know that scanning is kind of always going on, but this stepping onto the platform was different. And I realized that on that platform, what I could do is I could navigate either asking myself a question or becoming a kind of antenna. And I could just become an antenna and say, well, what is it? Just even that has a question. What is it? What is the thing that's coming now? What's coming now? Or what's the thing to say now? Or what's being noticed? What am I noticing? But I could also ask a more specific question, like, what about the energetic body? Or what about the gremlin? Or what about anger? Or what about, and even I could get more specific than that too. But so I kind of navigated on this platform between this empty conscious fear space of just what anything, and just receiving any information that pinged me, or getting more specific on that platform into asking myself a question. And sometimes the question was actually really valuable in just in just going forward into the space, almost as a tactic. Ask myself a question. Well, if I just ask myself a question, then I have a question.
Kind of a driving force.
Yes, a driving force. That's right. Thank you.
Okay, cool.
That's it.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Something that also I'm kind of noticing now that I'm remembering that I did this scanning is that I realized that I unconsciously had a part of my attention that was noticing me scanning. And I think that this is part of the unconscious fear that can happen, and to use my fear consciously to split off some of my attention to notice myself scanning. It seems like a useful use for the fear that I can't help but have about how I'm scanning.
Yeah, it sounds like you hold your own meta conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think this is also, it's another skill of a space holder to have the understanding to step back or have a wider perspective and talk then about the meta conversation. and what is actually happening in the conversation. And sometimes it's really helpful for when you have a client and then you realized what is going on and you see probably a dynamic, you can even say this and say, okay, what I just realized and what I saw is what I did, and this caused this in you, for example. And sometimes in a process, it's really helpful to do that and to have this meta conversation or this perspective so that you have the tool for a meta conversation. Cool. Yeah. Anybody knows like what Nicole talks about, like the kind of this observer? Did you activate?
Yeah, I know this split attention, but I don't get this meter conversation is to be far away from you. You can see in a wide perspective.
Yeah, no, it's just it's that you have the observer wherever, like my observer is somewhere here, so that I can see what is going on outside of me. Like how am I in relationship to the other person, and what is kind of a bit like seeing a couple from outside, you see the meta conversation instantly. But so that you have the perspective, you need to go out of yourself and observe yourself while you are speaking. And at the same time, scanning the other person and seeing how they are reacting, what they are doing, so that you have kind of, yeah, you scan from the outside. And then you can use it as a meta conversation. Kind of, do you know what just happened? And then you can you ask this question to your client. Do you know what happened? Especially when you train with them how they scan and notice, because this is also a super important task and skill that they learn, how to scan themselves, to notice themselves. And so this could be a really cool conversation and practice, and that they also install their observer. So as soon as you have your observer, you can also give this tool to your client.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I want to shift the space into another practice, and it's about really starting with a new client. So we will go into a new setting, in a setting of 3. So we have a client, we have a coach, and the coach of the coach. We don't know yet how to call this, a CC, a coach, or I don't know. If you come up with a great name, let me know. And the thing is, what you do, you as a coach, you start to land the distinction and the map of feeling, like the old and the new map of feeling. And you practice how to do this with a really new person, because this would be one of the first steps. If people are crossing your door into the PM space and have no idea, this is probably one of the first maps you will deliver. And having here people who already know what is an old and a new map of feelings, and a coach on your side is super helpful to find the right words and find the right pace, also the right adjustment with fear and anger and sadness, so that you can really land the map in the space. And you will have, we don't have so much time yet anymore, but you will have 5 minutes to practice. I know it's a short, but you just start. It does not need to be finished, but you start and have 5 minutes each to deliver the map, or the distinction that there is an old and a new map of feelings, and you get instant coaching and feedback from your coach. And are there any questions about this? And then you would shift roles and
So is the exercise to imagine that a new client is coming into our office and we are to present them with possibilities?
Yeah, but the cool thing is that the client already has an idea. So also the client can give you feedback afterwards.
Normally, I would do that together with the client. But now it's me speaking about the maps.
Yeah, you're opening like what it is about, actually. Yeah, what are the different kind of distinctions, what you know so far? It's like, okay, some are new, some are more advanced, but while you're going through the, like every client and every coach and every coach, you will learn while you go. So you get now 50 minutes of like diving into the old and new map of feeling. So I'm gonna check. And Nicole, you don't go. Like we are jumping around and helping. So I'm gonna try this. And okay. So I'm checking if it's kind of balanced somehow. Yeah. And Nicole, you don't accept. And then it's it. Cool. And we are jumping around and supporting you. Have fun. 15 minutes and I will send you after 5 minutes or 4 minutes, you have still a minute and then you round up and move to the next person. Cool. Have fun.
What brings me here? Well, I had a lot of anger at my friend, and I just wanted to talk to somebody about it.
You have anger about your friend and you want to talk. Because of that, you read me, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
So
Super.
really, it's not a role play. I think Leslie is just making something up. But it's like she's listening and you go. Okay, I want to show you the.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Go.
So Leslie, there is imagine that you are walking and traveling and you're using a map, and the map that you use will drive you where you possible you visit. And now I want to present to you a new map of the feelings. Like you play with an old map of the feelings where the feeling is not allowed to be felt. So you feel the anger and you can't feel the anger because it's right in your cells that the anger is bad. Because in your life you saw probably your parents expressing anger as destructive way, like shouting, destroying, being aggressive, maybe. So you see the anger and it's like I can't feel. So this old map of the feelings where you can't feel, you have this information and you block it, and you can or suppress in your body or you can explode, but you don't use conscious this energy. And this new map that you can drive and use in your life presents that the feeling is a neutral information and energy that you can use. So, for example, you said that you are angry with your friend and you fight with.
That's great. Marina, give her also goes. When something is working, give her goes. It's like, cool, she's now bringing Leslie in. It's like, hey, you said you had anger, and then great.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, you brought.
So that you can use them as a force in your life, in the moment, as they're happening. You know, yeah. Is that time, or we have one more minute? What was the?
Yeah,
I didn't. So round up. Great.
I didn't see the prompt.
Yeah, now it's for me time to give you feedback and coaching, but I thought it was instant, so I could cut you in the middle, but so I'm sorry for cutting you.
That's okay.
Cool. No, go ahead. It's really instant, Jennifer. It's perfect.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
it's great.
Okay.
Go
It
ahead.
helped. It helped. I'm glad you did so that I could shift.
Yes. So now my feedback is I could feel the shift. In the beginning, it was like kind of you trying to convince her, like, this is what I know about feelings, and this is what happened, and it's kind of all shitty, and now, like, kind of to, and then you were able to sense more and within her energy, and to just say, okay, but this is what feelings are for, and yeah.
Cool. Then shift to
Okay.
the next constellation. Awesome. Cool. Who's the next client?
Okay.
I'll be the next client.
Okay, then I'm the coach.
Coach, and Venera, you're the coach. And feedback, go, beep, raise your voice. Cool.
Okay. So Jessie, you're with me because you want to work with the feelings. So did you ever heard about it? There are 4 feelings, like 4 main feelings: anger, sadness, fear, and joy. Have you ever heard about these feelings before? These are kind of the primary feelings that we have, and all other feelings are a mix of those feelings. But these are like the primary feelings that we're gonna work with. Now it can be that because we're never really taught how to work with our feelings, actually, in the present moment, it can happen that we have negative beliefs about feelings. Like, for example, anger is only aggressive. When you're sad, you're kind of weak or unstable, or yeah, we can have many different beliefs about these 4 feelings. Why we are not able to teach them in a way to give us the direction and the clarity that it's in there, in the feelings. So within this,
Jennifer, try.
yeah.
Like, I think you're losing him at the moment.
Yeah.
It's like he's drifting a bit away. Like, ask maybe a questions like, do you know this? Or what is your story about fear or anger? Like, include the client into the conversation, that you really get him on board.
Yeah.
Into your space. Cool.
Thank you. So Jessie, do you recognize anything I said about these feelings, these negative beliefs? What's your belief about anger or sadness?
Sadness. It's like I'm scared about my sadness because I'm scared that if I feel my sadness, I'll drown in it.
You're scared that if you feel your sadness, you'll drown in your sadness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so thank you. So yeah, and that's how we have many different beliefs about how we're kind of programmed by our culture, society, our parents, because we're never taught how to really use our sadness. But within this coaching session, we're gonna explore how to use your sadness in a way that it serves you, because there are new ways of using your sadness through which you actually can connect with people. Like your sadness is able to connect and to create intimacy and to do actually great things. And now we're already talking about the new map of feelings, what we're gonna work on here, just like with anger.
Jennifer, you are talking. Like, if you say we are talking already about, it makes no sense. It's like I'm talking. I mentioned already now the new map of feeling. It's like, because you talk about I, and then use less we. I think at the beginning it's great because people are more afraid, and then it's like the we space, but then shift into I and you. It makes it more dangerous and more clear.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I do that a lot. Yeah. So now I will use anger in a way that it can serve you. and I can tell you that sounds weird for me.
Okay, so you have 5 seconds, so actually wrap it up.
So, yeah, okay. So within this training, I'm gonna show you how powerful anger is to take action and to give direction to your life and to transform yourself in the great and amazing being you actually are.
Thank you.
Shift to the last constellation. Great.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Vi. Thank you. It was nice in the beginning. You asked a question and you draw me in immediately. And then it was like you forgot to draw me in. And it was what you said, Christine, also, that it's good to draw the other one in. But I think it's a little difficult because this artificial setup, we know about these feelings and we try to explain them to someone that we can easily be bored because we have heard it before.
So Venera, it's your turn now, right? You're the coach, and Jennifer is the client, and Jesse, you're the coach. Cool.
Okay.
So go ahead, use your time, Venera.
Who was my client?
Jennifer.
Jennifer.
Okay. I fly out.
Hi, Jennifer.
Feelings that the old map of feelings is about how anger is a bad thing and sadness, you're pitiful, and if you're happy, you're crazy.
Yeah,
if you're afraid.
Go. I said go.
Yeah. And so, and there's all these, you can probably think of a bunch of other negative characteristics of each of those feelings. But in the new map of feelings, we're looking at all the value that feelings can bring, like the fact that anger is a place, brings you to a place where where you can say stop and yes this, no to this, and fear is a place where you can
Oh. Now they are also back. Great. Now Ian is also back. Great. Welcome. After this fast, it was almost like a speed dating with maps. This is how I felt. Like, oh, okay, this has this quality of like, okay, this is yeah.
Have you tried that?
Yeah. Not yet. Maybe this is a new approach of speed dating. And bring your map.
Right.
If you don't agree, I'm out.
Yeah, also because there's a quality of intimacy in opening up that conversation.
Yeah.
It's establishing intimacy or negotiating intimacy.
Yeah. And thank you for diving so bravely into this pond, kind of without warning. And this will happen again and again through this period of 10 weeks we are together. Experiments without warning. And for today we are almost done. I want to give you some logistics, what will happen, like what we will send you. So there is one information about the EHP dojo we will post in the Telegram group. Also your constellations of 3 and 4 cell, like who is with whom together, so you can start creating your Telegram groups. where I really encourage you to install a weekly appointment where you come together for at least one hour and do the experiments, maybe again, what we did in the training, or do an EHP together and hold each other accountable and hold the space. And what we also will send is an experiment. And the experiment for this week is to create a flyer for, how did we call it? Like a practice session for newbies. Like you will reach out and will ask for clients, like for minimum 2 clients, or like minimum 1 client, but best would be 2 or 3 within the next 4 weeks. And this also will be food for your training, like also food for the conversation within your 3-cell, where you just kind of can even record the sessions, or you can go through and write your questions, and you give each other feedback and coaching. So there are a lot of possibilities how you can use your 3-cell, and also in this context. So creating a flyer is the next task, to reach out and use your 3-cell also for that. And
the flyer is for, what's on the flyer? Like what
the
am I
flyer is for your possibility coaching practice sessions.
Do you have any example of what you mean by a flyer? Because the flyer can be
like a little flyer.
Like a postcard, or it's like
yes.
like a A5.
You can do whatever you want. You can make a it's only for 2 sessions, training sessions, practice sessions for possibility coaching. I don't think that you need the big folding thing. It's like 1 postcard, and where people can meet you, what you're offering, and maybe you want to implement qualities. What is it all about? A picture maybe of you, but also what is it like? Find something what you are relating to possibility coaching, like what symbolize possibility coaching for you, and find this in a picture. It's a research, and ask your 3-cell, 4-cell for feedback and coaching, and say, hey, this is what I did. Give me feedback. Is it working? Is it not working? And so that you can put it out. You can put it out in a newsletter, but you can also put it on Facebook, like where you are convinced that you will reach new people to possibility management. And if you already have people, you can send them this card, this flyer, and say, I want you to be my guinea pig somehow, right? Like my research experiment person. Are you in? And this is what I do. But create this flyer together. It's also a practice to how to reach out into the world. And some are more experienced and some less. That's the good thing. You can use your resources in your group. And you also can cross-pollinate. If you know that someone from the other group is really an expert in that, you can also reach out to there. Okay. Great. I think this was it for today. We are already over time. I'm sorry for being late. Next time, I'm more punctual. Thank you for being on this ride together, and I look forward to next week.
Thank you all. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
See you in the Telegram group.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.